Hey, hey, welcome back to part 7. Ilse here. So, this is our last part of this series, and it is one of my favorite topic, radical trust. So, what we're playing with here is rewiring your nervous system for easeful receivership and essentially aligning ourselves with the frequency of overflow. And there is nothing really that does that more gracefully, most beautifully, and faster than really learning and teaching our body to anchor in trust and to move from trust. So today I'm going to share with you what that looks like, how to do that, and I'm going to go into like the power of radical trust to transform everything in terms of how we manifest success and how we create the results we want in life, in wealth, in our business. So what I have discovered over years of working with entrepreneurs, with leaders, is that no matter what we do, we're never quite in control of the exact how and the exact timing of our results. And that lack of control for a lot of us can create some friction, anxiety, or even a sense of powerlessness. And the antidote to that friction, to that anxiety, to that powerlessness is to essentially rewire your nervous system and to start to train your brain and your body for trust. For me, it's a little bit like gardening. There are things that we have a measure of control over, we have power over, like we can ready the soil, we can plant the seeds, we can water regularly, we can protect the environment of the seeds. But exactly when the seed is going to sprout, how fast the plant is going to grow, when it's going to provide flowers and fruits, a lot of that is not up to us, even when we do everything right. And so here's the truth: creating results always includes some measure of a delay. Even when it seems from the outside that something happened really fast for someone, the truth is that most, if not all, overnight success are 10 years in the making, including people who love to tell you how using their special formula, they made 6 figures in 6 weeks. I'm sorry to say, most of that is bullshit. What they're not telling you is the years of struggle until they landed on the thing that worked for them. And oftentimes the thing that worked for them is not the thing that's going to work for you. So even though that is the thing that like created that pivot for them and blew up their momentum, it might not be the thing that works for you. And that's just the basic truth. I'm not here to lie to you. And this is where radical trust comes in, because trust is how you keep watering the seed, even though it doesn't look like anything's happening. It's what happens in you. You trust that your care is working. You trust that you did the right thing in getting the soil ready, that you trust that if you keep watering, that the intelligence of life is actually happening underneath the ground where you can't see it, in the unseen realms. If you didn't trust that, you'd stop watering. You'd like start going to dig to see if anything's happening to the seed and pull it out, and like you'd fuck up the whole process. So this is what we do. When we move from trust, we keep taking action knowing that when the fruit is ripe, it will fall off the tree all by itself. Essentially, trust is not only what allows us to keep moving and keep going, but it's also what allows the flow of intelligence to not be disturbed. It's what allows the process to not be disturbed. It's what allows you to relax in the in-between times when you can't see results yet, and to not start creating a whole freaking storm and chaos inside you. Because that chaos, that storm inside you is really contraction. And as we know, the moment that we enter in contraction, we block the flow. We block our internal flow of inspiration, of motivation, of creativity. But we also block the external flow of opportunities, of receivership. When we're in contraction, people who are meant to work with us don't want to work with us. What we're trying to attract doesn't want to come into our lives because we're off. And everything around us can feel that we're off. We're off kilter. So teaching your nervous system to trust life, to trust your unique process and timing, to trust yourself and your own intuition and your own inclination is absolutely necessary to the growth process, to creating results, to manifesting the life, the business, the financial freedom that you desire. Because without it, you will start to second guess yourself, you will start to sabotage your progress, and you will start to sacrifice yourself unnecessarily, thinking you have to do more, you have to push. And then again, you're trying to create expansion from contraction. And that rarely, if ever, works. One of the metaphors that I like, that I got from my own mentor, is that trying to grow without trust is like trying to boil a pot of water by continually adding cold water. It's like you're looking at this pot and you're like, what the hell's going on? Like, it's taking so freaking long to boil. Maybe I don't have enough water in there. And like every few minutes, you're like adding a little bit more water, wondering why it's taking so long. This is what it does when we lack trust and we start to doubt ourselves. We start to mess with the process, both internally and externally, tangibly. We do shit that actually gets in the way of our results. And what happens is that the entire process, because we lacked trust, takes a lot longer and is a lot more energy depleting. So the power of trust is that it actually allows you to release any doubt and any resistance. And as you've probably heard me say this, if you've watched any of my past videos, this is really important, because you cannot create the future you desire by being at war with what is happening in your present. So trust allows you to drop the war. It allows you to gracefully and easefully hold any kind of inner conflict, any kind of resonance or rub that is happening between where you are right now and where you would like to be. And it allows you to do that without doubting that what you want is possible for you. And without creating a bunch of friction because you're resisting your present, or you're grasping and pushing, trying to get to where you want to go faster, or because you're giving up too soon. I also see a lot of that. Oftentimes, the moment that people give up is like right when they're at the cusp of something happening. So when you anchor yourself in trust and you move from trust, you're able to welcome what is while also embracing what you want. So you're welcoming what is while also embracing what's possible. You can hold both simultaneously, the present and infinite possibilities, all at the same time. And that is what allows you to move from resilience and confidence, no matter what. And being able to hold your present without friction, without resistance, without doubt, without being at war with it, and to simultaneously be available and be in the knowing of what's possible. That dichotomy, that capacity that trust gives you to be in both places at once without creating any waves and any wobble, creates a sort of magic. It creates a spaciousness inside you that allows for things to flow and allows for things to come together without delay, without sabotage, without you having to sacrifice what matters most to you. When you move from trust, you discover a deep sense of safety inside you and of support internally, but also externally. And you start to no longer feel alone. You start to no longer feel like creating the life you want is all on your own shoulders. You start to really sense that this is a co-creation, that what you want wants you back, and that life has your back unconditionally and is doing its part in the background where you can't quite see it. That level of feeling supported, of feeling like all I got to do is my own thing, and then life takes care of the rest. Like passing the baton. Like I'll do that, be like, okay, this is what I'm doing, life. I'm creating these lives. I'm going to post 4 or 5 times a week on Facebook. I'm going to create absolutely phenomenal like practices and trainings for my clients. This is my part, and I'm going to do it no matter what. Doesn't matter how many people watch these videos. Doesn't matter how many people respond on my post. Doesn't matter if people like DM me. I'm just doing my thing. And then I pass the baton over to life, and I'm like, okay, your turn. You make sure the right people see this. You make sure the right people end up on a call with me. And it hasn't failed me yet. I have a basically almost nearly fully booked practice, and I have my mastermind, my magic mind, I like to call it sometimes, with amazing clients. And I'm making good money, and I love what I do. But there is no stress. I know that if I keep showing up consistently, if I do the part that I've decided I enjoy doing, like creating these trainings and posting a few times, clients will come, and the right clients will come. And then I release, and I'm able to move and enjoy my life. So this knowing that you're supported, this trust, allows you to completely relax, and it allows you to open. And it is this relaxation and this opening that also increases your nervous system capacity to receive. It's what allows you to let go of any beliefs that you've got to compensate, that you're not enough, so you've got to work really hard, that you have to sacrifice, that you can't succeed as you. All of that starts to dissolve. You become so deeply relaxed and regulated and resourced and resilient through this level of trust that nothing can faze you. And everything in you and around you starts to flow effortlessly. And I think we talked about this in our last training. Like that level of certainty, of calm that you move through the world with becomes something that people want. And so that is also trust literally makes you a magnet because your energy feels so welcoming and so nourishing. There's no pushiness to you anymore. And people just want to give. They want to pour themselves and their resources into you. They want to be in your field, in your resonance, in your presence, because your presence becomes healing. It becomes nourishing. You've felt that, I would imagine, like if you've gone on a call with someone and you can feel that there's no push, they would love to work with you, but if it's not the right time, it's totally okay. Or somebody who feels just so calm and so confident and so certain that they're not trying to get you to be anyone you're not. Like those kinds of people, we want to be around them. And that's what trust creates. That's also why trust creates results so much faster, because we become a magnet. It's like money wants us. People want us. And so they come a lot faster, and we are open. We are relaxed. We are open. So we are actually available to receive from that place. Another thing that happens when you really start to anchor trust and you start to feel that sense of relaxation, that sense of being supported, you start to realize that all the struggle, all the friction, all the rub, all the efforting and sense of something's blocked or stuck that you were experiencing out there in your life was actually a manifestation and a projection of your own inner sense of doubt, sense of friction, and sense of resistance. When your resistance dissolves, when your sense of doubt and friction dissolves, literally, life has no resistance towards you. Results have no resistance towards you. There is no doubt about coming into your space, whether that is from a client or whether that is just like the flow of money itself. So fundamentally, radical trust essentially allows you to get out of the way while staying in aligned action. And it creates that level of spaciousness and surrender that's needed to free up the outcome and to free up your ability to receive and to hold more without any sense of overwhelm. So now I want to give you a little something to start to play with this. I'm going to do two things. Before I give you the journaling prompt, I actually want to take you through those prompts, but most on a somatic level. And so I would love to have you feel that sense of trust or taste that sense of trust in your body. So if you're able, just for a minute, put a hand on your heart, close your eyes if it's safe to do so, and just take a couple breaths. Nothing to fix or figure out right now, nothing broken, nothing to prove or improve, and nothing to do right now, but just come home to you, just for a minute. And so as you breathe, imagine how would it feel in your body if you totally knew in your bones that all is well, that whatever is happening, it's all in the process of working itself out and moving in your favor. What would it feel like in your body if you knew that results are already on their way? That life totally has your back and is doing its part in the background. What would it feel like in your body if you knew that what you are doing is enough, that you are enough, that there is no need to hustle, no need to push, no need to worry or doubt, that it's all taken care of, it's all already on its way? What would it feel like to know it's actually safe to relax, that in the end it all works out for you? And just for a moment, allow your body to take in that sense of feeling relaxed and supported and enough, knowing that you are enough and what you're doing is enough. And just for a moment, just invite your body to imprint that, to anchor that, to spread it through your whole body. And even imagine what would it be like to move in your life, in your business, from this place, from this energy. And so now I'm going to give you the journaling prompt. And they're basically the same thing, but they're going to allow you to feel into it over a little more time. And also they're going to allow your brain to get on board with it through writing. So here's the journaling prompts. I have a couple. If I completely trusted that all is well, that my desires are my destiny, and that they want me as well and as much as I want them, and that they're already on their way to me. If I trusted that it's all good, my desires want me as much as I want them, they're my destiny, and they're already on their way to me. What would that shift inside me and in the way I move through my life and in my business? And what would become possible for me if I moved in that way? So that's your first journaling prompt. What would become possible? What would shift inside you? And the second journaling prompt is, if I completely trusted that life has my back, supports me no matter what, and is actively working in my favor behind the scenes, what would I dare to go after? And what courageous action would I dare to take? So the first prompt is really about your inner shift and how that would shift how you move and what becomes possible for you. And the second prompt is more about, like, how big would you dare to dream and how big would you dare to act and show up? So in conclusion, radical trust is the power that collapses time and space between where you are and where you want to be. It is the glue that links regulation and relaxation with riches and with results. It literally creates a bridge and a connection between both so that you get to have it all. Because that's what I want for you. I want you to have it all. Radical trust is a piece of the puzzle that allows the quality of your receivership, how it feels to grow and to create results, to be as deeply nourishing and abundant as the quantity of your receivership. Because for me, the entire journey has to feel like the destination. Because in the end, if you don't love what you are building and growing and what you are doing to build and grow it, then I don't care how much money you make. It's not success. And you will get to a point, and I've worked with quite a few entrepreneurs and leaders over time, you will get to a point where you just want to burn down and escape the very thing you built. And you look at your life and you've got everything you said you wanted, and yet it feels hollow and you're burned out and you're overwhelmed and depressed and you don't know how to get out of it because now so many freaking people are relying on you. And I actually have a few clients that I've worked with on just simplifying the whole process and reclaiming the joy and the relaxation in the act of growing and creating results and making money. So I hope you enjoyed this series, that you got little tidbits, little shifts inside you, And I would love to go deeper with you and help you unlock the power of your nervous system, of your brain, of your body, of your business for more, and to do all of that from a place of ease and flow. So if you're ready to expand out of contraction, to activate your most peaceful and powerful presence so that you can receive in overflow without any overwhelm, then I would love to invite you to join my program, do some work with me. We'll dive into a journey of quantum expansion. I'll show you how to shift your paradigm, how to embody a new way of being where you are deeply regulated, relaxed, resourced, resilient, and rich, both financially and emotionally. It would be a tremendous honor, and it would be a whole lot of fun to put my 22 years of experience working with hundreds and hundreds of clients to work for you, to be able to put my expertise as a psychotherapist, as a healer, as an expansion expert, as a strategist to work for you in your expansion and your growth, both emotional and personal freedom, as well as professional and financial freedom. Because for me, it's the whole package that matters. So if you're interested in figuring out how to do more work together, then just click the description of this video, and you're going to find in there, I've put a couple different ways for us to go deeper. There's one free thing in there where I take you through a bunch of practices, and there's a little mini course that goes with it, mini training, and then a bunch of practices. Or if you're ready to work with me, then there's a couple things we can do. We can get on a 90-minute one-on-one intensive where I actually take you through an entire process. We're going to discover where are your own unique wounds and blocks that are creating friction inside you and creating an upper ceiling that essentially is hard to move through. And essentially, where are your own knots and your own conditioning that's blocking your way and holding you back and keeping you small. And then I'm going to take you through one of my proprietary process, one of the most powerful ways I know to shift out of that sense of contraction into regulation, relaxation, liberation, so that you can move into expansion. And so you'll leave this session, whether you continue to work with me or not, you'll leave the session with something you can use for the rest of your life. The other option is, if you know you want to work with me, maybe you've already had one of those 90-minute intensive with me, you're ready to go deeper, you want to do some longer term work, 3 months or more, then there's a 30-minute enrollment call in there as well, maybe 45 minutes. It's free. This is you and I sit down, we figure out exactly where you're at, where you want to go. We put together a plan of what you and I are going to focus on when we're going to work together. We schedule our first session, and we get you enrolled in one of the best package for you, or the best program for you based on your needs, based on your budget, all of that. So that's what's available. I would love to work with you. So yeah, I'll see you either next week or the week after. I'll see how I feel, if I need to take a little break after the series or what. But the trainings will continue until you're ready. And, we've got, 4 months left to this year. And that's plenty of time for you to have an absolute shift and breakthrough, and to essentially accomplish more in the last 3-4 months of this year than you have in the entire year up to this point. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.